Hello, and welcome, fans of Magic the Gathering. I'm Zjivarra, and today we're diving into a format that's all about teamwork, survival, and taking down an unstoppable force, the Horde. If you've ever wanted to team up with your friends in Magic the Gathering to do battle with a menacing opponent that controls a massive army of many enemies, without one player needing to be the arch enemy with Krenkomapas at the table, then Against the Horde is exactly the format you've been looking for. Against the Horde is a cooperative multiplayer format where you and your friends join forces against a single automated deck, known as the Horde. A Horde deck represents a mindless, unrelenting wave of enemies, primarily in the form of tokens and some other thematic spells or creatures, and it's designed to swarm the battlefield, turn after turn. Horde formats have been around for a while, but if you'd like to read more about the creator of the format or its origins, a link will be in the description. At one point, Wizards of the Coast shined its own light on the concept too. During the Heroes Path event that spanned across the entire Theros block, they introduced players to several challenges, which included playing against 3 automated decks. First, they faced a Hydra with many fearsome heads. Then, they had to overcome waves of Minotaurs. And the final trial had players fighting against a god. Let's talk about what it means to play Horde Magic nowadays. The Horde doesn't play like a regular player. It doesn't have a hand, it doesn't tap lands, and it doesn't hold back either. The Horde lives by the Cobra Kai mantra: strike first, strike hard, no mercy. It just attacks, attacks, and attacks relentlessly, which certainly makes for an interesting challenge. So grab your friends, shuffle up a deck of your choosing, and see if you can stand your ground against endless waves of grotesque zombies, eldritch-looking Eldrazi, sliver monstrosities, world-conquering Phyrexians, nature-fighting back, lizards and dinos, or armies of humans, dwarves, and elves. The possibilities are truly endless when it comes to Horde, and the number of tokens available in Magic the Gathering. I'd also like to share and talk about an incredible online resource tool that allows you to play the format within minutes. You can find a link to againstthehorde.com in the description. When you visit the website, you can experiment with the many settings and decks to better understand the system and the format. As you can see, they have the official Theros ones mentioned earlier, as well as many great starter options and a few more interesting ones with exceptional flavor. One of my favorites has to be Lord of the Rings, where players take on the Dark Lord Sauron and his army in hopes of saving Middle-earth. Against the Horde has amazing potential for making game nights fun. I know if you end up trying it, you'll quickly start to realize just how enjoyable it can be playing together for a change, instead of always against each other. As for how to play, allow me to summarize. Survivors have one shared life total, while the Horde doesn't have life in the traditional sense. Instead, combat damage to the Horde leads to milling, and cards will go directly into its graveyard from the top of its library. A number of cards are put into the graveyard equal to the total amount of damage dealt to the Horde by all players that round. Survivors will lose when their combined life total hits 0, and the Horde loses when its entire library has milled out and there are no creatures left on its field. Survivors get 3 turns each to set up their defenses. Then the Horde begins its terrifying onslaught. On the website, you simply press New Turn, and all the cards are revealed for the Horde and played instantly. While tokens can't be stopped and hit the battlefield simultaneously, other spell effects can be prevented as they are cast the same way as in a regular game of Magic by first going on the stack and triggering a round of priority. allowing them to be countered or interacted with ahead of resolving. After the spell resolves, you apply all necessary effects and then swing out with all the Horde's creatures, because they all have haste. I hope you're as excited as I am to recruit a fellowship of your own and to go up against a Horde. After you do, please come back and tell us about it in the comments. Also, what are your own ideas with regards to themes and token types that would make for a frightening enemy Horde? If you liked the video, please consider giving it a thumbs up, and subscribe to the channel if you'd like to see more of my content in the future. I'm Zjivarra, and as always, thank you so much for watching.